you Aries, a lot of you really want a future, okay? As far as you're trying to figure out when you'll fall in love, when you'll be in love. Yeah, don't do that because because that's one of the worst things that you can do. Look, if you try to predict when you're going to be in love, what's going to happen is that you will try to make that timetable real, which is still rushing. That's rushing yourself into a dysfunctional relationship that you don't want to be in. Because what will happen is you'll find yourself being in a relationship with somebody that does not take you seriously. So the Three of Swords now represents, so you have to, one thing that you have to do right now is go after people that are interested in you, right? And what I mean by that is, well, how do you know they're interested in you? You know that they are interested in you when you're talking to them and that they are essentially talking back and they're not trying to make it super difficult trying to talk to you, right? Because the Three of Swords and the Moon represents, if somebody is the type of person that's going to make it difficult on you to be in a relationship with them or even talk to them, they're going to dip. They're going to not want to be around you. They're going to try to find all types of reasons to not be around you. And it's not because they actually don't want to be around you. What it is they're not good conversationalists. They're not they're not good conversationalists. So what will happen is that they will end up being trash to you, right? When in actuality, they're not cut out for it. They're not built for it. So you really want to not give yourself a timetable. You really want to get to know people, heal if you have anything that would hinder a relationship. You really want to heal. This chair is not very comfortable, but you really want to heal. And the thing is that the High Priestess represents, and take your time with it as well. The Moon, the High Priestess, right next to each other. I just see a lot of you Aries, honestly, at this current point in time, just kind of seeing what's out here, but not necessarily really asking anybody out. For now, you will, but not really taking it too seriously enough to really ask anybody out. Because the Moon and the High Priestess is really about you having to process some feelings of betrayal that you're still going through, right? And that how people don't, unfortunately, give you as much time as you would probably give to them or you would like them to give to you. So the King of Pentacles now is about how, since that's the case, the King of Pentacles is you giving so much to others, but then at the same time, people take all this amount of time to try to disrespect you. But the King of Pentacles is, the bright side about all of this is you still have something to give. You still have something to offer, which still makes you valuable. You know, you just have to deal with the betrayal of not being taken seriously, even though you are taken serious. Like, you understand that most of the things that people do is really based off of fear. A lot of the stuff that you've probably experienced, though, Aries, is probably more than likely based off of fear. That's the reason why people sabotage relationships. And you'll be asking yourself, you Aries will probably be asking yourself on the other end, well, what do you mean when you say fear? You mean people are that afraid? Yup. Because most people do not know what it takes to be in a I'm telling you what it is. Most people don't know what it takes to be in a relationship. And I've made jokes about this before, but I'm kind of, even though I've made jokes about it, I'm being kind of serious though, right? The idea that, you know, people are conflict driven, but let love enter into the room. Let showing your appreciation for somebody into the room. That's when people gonna have a problem. That's when people gonna have issues. Because most people, truth be told, they act like they love themselves, but that's cap. Because most people, in fact, don't really love themselves. Not really. They they lie and try to make it seem like that so that they can inflate their value. But what it is most people don't really love themselves. Because if they did love themselves, they would accept love. They would do great things for other people and accept it when it comes back to them. They wouldn't be, think about it. Why does conflict excite people, but showing appreciation for people, people are that insecure about it. People have to make that much of a problem. They're making that much of a problem out of love. They're making that much of a problem out of it because they know that you Aries are serious when you tell them that you are really interested in them, but they can't take it. So they end up disintegrated. They end up falling into pieces. And then the Ace of Swords and the Four of Swords now represent, so you Aries, you have that to work out. You have to work out the fact that when you show love to others, people end up disintegrating, and not physically, I mean metaphorically, right? In the sense that people get broken up. They are scared of love. They're not built for it. They're not built to be in a relationship with somebody and actually make it work. They're not built for that. They are built for the streets, running around and being tossed around and being disrespected and playing these games and looking like a fool and feeling like an idiot and feeling low. They are addicted to that. The minute that you Aries start pulling people out of that and y'all start talking to them the way that y'all talk to them from a perspective of respect and telling them certain things that you admire about them, they're gonna break up. They're gonna crack up. You feel me? They're gonna crack up. So the thing is that you have to accept that about yourself, that maybe you're so good, people can't handle the attention that you're giving them. Because people don't listen to me when I say this type of stuff, right? Like, people don't listen to that part. They think that what I'm saying to them is an insult, but they're not paying attention. They are, but they are afraid to accept what it is I'm saying to them, right? In the sense that you are that good, because if you wasn't, you would be able to get yourselves into a relationship. But you require people to, number one, love themselves, actually take care of themselves, instead of trying to be self-centered and make it seem like self-centeredness is the order of the day. And people loving themselves, you Aries would be surprised at how many people would sacrifice self-care and real self-love, taking care of yourself, with conceitedness. Conceitedness has nothing to do with self-care. You could look attractive to people and take care of yourself in one element, but internally, in certain other elements, a person is miserable. Then you have the Strength and the Eight of Wands, which represents, so once you get that under wrap, then after that, Aries, once you understand that your attention that you have been giving people have been kind of pearls to swine, the next thing that you need to do after that is the Eight of Wands. What is the Eight of Wands? What is the Eight of Wands? The Eight of Wands is you Aries accepting that, but not just accepting it, but continuing to operate and get better. Because it's not enough to think about it. You have to accept it, make it a part of your reality, right? How did I get to a point where I'm able to chop up all of this game? Because when I was going through the heat of the moment, I didn't have enough time to really sit down and think about it and to actually let those things process. But then when I actually thought about it, how many times people move the goalposts, the ridiculous excuses that people will come up with to not hang out with me, always negativity about how, people thought you were cool and then they changed their mind. All of that stuff is cap, because at the end of the day, and this is something that you Aries still have to learn, it's the disrespect is all cap. Because how on one hand you Aries are not worth someone's time, but then they're wasting their time talking to you, giving you their number. That's a lot of information. That's a lot of personal information for you to be sharing with somebody that you don't like. Their phone, they're sharing their phone number with you, their birthday. Phone number, birthday, first name, last name is too much information to be sharing with somebody, trying to make it seem like they're not interested. No matter what they look like. Of course, those people are interested. No matter their financial status. Of course, those people are interested. But they are too caught up with their own self-destruction to actually get out of their own way. So guess what you got to do, Aries? You have to understand that you so bomb, but at the same time, you have to chop that up and let that be them and move on to somebody that can accept themselves being loved and can give it as well. And it's thoughtful. You understand what I'm saying? So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the moon. Ten of Wands, excuse me, Queen of Wands, Empress. My next door neighbor is tripping. Knight of Wands. My next door neighbor is tripping. The Emperor, to clarify the moon. The Queen of Wands and the Empress, to clarify the moon. Yes, be more willing to cut people off. Be more willing to accept that about yourself, because you're going to have to learn to cut people off, because a lot of people don't really care about themselves. They lying. So when people show you that they don't really respect themselves because they don't understand the vision of why relationships exist in the first place, to raise the quality of your life, let them go. They still have some things about themselves emotionally that they have to work out. And you have to accept that about yourself too. Because what happens is, it's just as bad to try to stand there and struggle with these people, right, on some power struggle type stuff, than for you to be sitting up there and accepting and go, okay, they don't love themselves. Let me go on to talk to somebody who does, you know? So the Six of Wands and the Emperor, you'll do yourself a favor and it'll raise your value. One of the hardest things that I had to learn myself was how to accept love, because I was given love, but that's one of the things in the world that I had to learn how to do myself, Aries, was to accept love. Because when people are saying things about me that is great, that is uplifting, I'm thinking they're gaslighting me. So now I used to get offended at that stuff. But then I had to first and foremost open up my heart, real talk. And I had to accept that about myself. Like, yeah, I do accept love. And if a person is running game, it's not like I haven't been here before. I'll accept it, move on, do better, learn from my mistakes if there was anything that I could change and learn from. I'm not, you know, respectfully, I'm not in the grave. So it's like I can bounce back from this. And that's the same type of mentality that I'm not saying that you Aries need to have, but it's something to start to develop, because that will save you a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of headache, steadily trying to be at the tip of the answer, right? The answer is right up underneath your nose. Maybe you're just that good, but then you denying it like, nah, that's not the case. And then the Emperor represents Aries. So you showed up in your own reading, which is just furthermore proof. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video, smash the subscribe button, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, set that notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.